Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. Cole. Welcome back to MotoGP 18, where Mario's had a fantastic start to his rookie season in the class. As now we head to Spain for the first time this season around the very tricky Circuito de Jerez and Angel Nieto. As Mario's got some more wet weather racing to do, as he's got a possible 2 laps. Try and get to qualifying 2 and beat Pedrosa's 43 to the home hero. Don't want to be knocking Danny out of here. Won't make it out for the circuit, no doubt about that. As he's run with the same wet setup he tried around the Circuit de Americas. In fact, we've got to change the gearing, so it might be a bit too long here for us. But no psych. Mayo on top of it so far, 2 tenths up. And a bike he just nooks at home with, much more comfortable than he did on a Moto 2 bike, even on a Moto 3 bike as well. Just nooks at home on a bigger bike, which is scary for the opposition. So it's just a Pro, not the best bike. Sure, the Ducati's very good. Probably the best bike on the grid. Was it this good? It's actually the satellite version. Can you imagine Mario on a factory Ducati? As don't want to be taking curves like that. Oh, Mario, as you go into Jorge Lorenzo corner. Speaking of Ducatis, speaking of factory Ducatis as well, as he goes towards the line, top by a 10th. But again, he might have to do a second lap just as insurance, as we've got 3 minutes remaining. Not really giving himself much of a chance in qualifying 2 now is Mario, after the first 2 races. Look like he wouldn't have to do this routine a lot in the qualifying 1, but it's proving tricky, especially in these conditions. But you've got a wet track here, it's drying. As you got sun, but also quite a lot of clouds still overhead. So it's very tricky to judge. There's Mario gone wide. Now got a KTM in his way. He's almost a second up this lap. Does not want to give way. That's a bit slow through the left. And through the right, he's being hit by the KTM. What is this KTM doing? As Mario's a second up. And now he's getting held up here. This Petrucci does a 39.9. This is why he needs to improve. So he runs towards the line with the toe. And for the first time this season, Mario's out in qualifying 1 as Danny and Danilo make it through. The only guys into the 39s. Then Baptista, Rabats are in. Espargaro or Smith. You're on some kind of list now with Scott Redding in 7th. The Ispo down in 10th. Luti, Savio Simon, Nakagami, Morbidelli, and Cal Abraham at the back. But what a fight Mario's got on his hands in the race. So as Mario revving up at the start and down in 19th. You can barely see these lights as they go out. He makes a very average start. So Mark just jumps him. Mario really diving into the first corner though. It's all bunches up in front. Trying to net down the inside of the Suzuki as well. As he's up into the points. As he around the outside of Rins, not quite very close between the pair. As well as that. Is that Alvaro Baptista? Holding 12 temporarily. Superb start from the veteran. As he go into the hairpin for the first time. Oh, Mayo gone very wide. Where are you going? There's a KTM, watch out. Don't think you'll be doing any favours to a KTM rider this race after qualifying. He goes into the double right, taking way too much curb. As it is good old Alvaro in front. Well, it was. So Mayo just dives by. Let's go into Jorge Lorenzo corner. He's now looking down the inside of Crutchlow up into 11th. As we go across the line, look at Bradley Smith and Paul Espargaro for the KTM in the points. Battling over 14th. The Mayo up to 11th. 8 places made on the opening lap, not bad. Who am I making up 8 places this up either? Go up into 3rd. As the top 2 start to build a bit of a gap to the rest already. Despite Marquez and Dobby battling like a hell. This is Mayo trying to go down the inside of his teammate Miller. The only Pramac knocking in the top 10. Shocking for Mayo as now the Mark VDS boys are battling over 20th. Looks like Morbidelli's just winning that bout ahead of Luti. Mayo just holding off Rins. So he wants to maybe catch up to his teammate, being only he's battling with a Yamaha. Vinales. So here goes Mayo. Oh, down the inside of Lorenzo, who falls. Now, was that another Mayo? Did Lorenzo just fall of his own free will there? The stewards will have to decide. You can't use the excuse that he's only a rookie, he doesn't know these bikes well. Because he leads the down championship. He sets a 35.5 as well. Right up the top tier pace. But he's down in 9th, and what is Miller doing? Trying to bully his teammate. And now using his own course, it looks like, to get back up into 9th and be ahead of him. Oh, taking none of it though. Back down the inside of Miller. Onto the back straight. Well, their teammate Petrucci battles for the podium with Rossi. Seen those two battle quite a lot in the past. And now Maverick feels like joining in. Look at that battle in front. It's so close between 6 riders there, 4th, 3rd. That's very fair that the top 2 are not getting away. Like it looked like they were doing. Yeah, the gaps remain the same for a lap and a bit. Now here comes Mayo to join in the fun. Down the inside of Ian Oni. Maybe down the inside of Zarco as well. Going to the final corner. Getting very aggressive, the Frenchman. It's all Crutchlow down the order in 22nd. It's all Mayo almost in the back of his teammate in the first corner. So Zarco fancies nibbling back. Not working out though for the Frenchman. So he remains in 8th. Mayo up to 7th. He's head onto the back straight. Luti and Nakagami battling for a top 20 place. And Mayo right behind his teammate now. Just getting a slide on when he doesn't need to. Oh, Jack Miller's clinging on to another top 10 for Pramac. Head of Rins. As Dovi takes the lead back from Marcus. Rins takes 10th back from Mida. We're battling for 17th with Jorge Lorenzo. He might be having words with Mario after this race, so will some of the Spanish faithful, no doubt. As Mario just dives down the inside of his teammate Petrucci. What are you doing, Danilo? You fell asleep there. So Mario up into 6th. Now behind Rossi, is he? Just letting Rossi know he's there. That's his mentor. Want to stay on the VR46 Academy, do you, Mario? Don't be making moves like that on your team leader. On the legend, on the Yamaha. And she sets a 35 forward on. Akagami down. It's around the outside of Rossi into the first corner. What a move. Into the top 5, into the second half of this race. Chasing down Pedrosa, Vinales. The top 2 are getting gained by both of them. This could still be a battle for the win. As it is Mario time once again in the middle part of a race. Xavier Simon battling with Morbidelli. It's all Mario wide. Rossi bye. So Mario back outside the top 6. All that excitement, all that pent up energy. Been up to something a bit wrong there, disastrous, but he's back down the inside of Rossi. He gives him a little love tap back. That's our second back of Pedrosa though. Oh, Mario using the back end, just about holds on. As you go into the final corner. And Jack Miller and Rins are still taking 7 battles of each other in the battle for 10th. That's all Mayo very wide in the first corner. Sloppy. But he has been like that a couple of times this race. That's why Rossi was back in the picture. That's why there's a gap in front. Alicia Spargo on the Aprilia. Battling with the Renzo on his Ducati. A bit wide there for Mario. Bit of wheel spin as well. Spin out that rear tyre. And once again wide in the hairpin. What is he doing? Almost let Rossi have a little look back again. That's why they're really battling up front. Vinales back part of that battle now. Danny got the popcorn out in 4th. There's still Meda and Rins are battling over Tev. That is going to the line. But it's this battle for the lead. This Mario's not part of it. Pushing like a hell though. Going to the final corner. Still around a second back. As he sets a 36 flat. You go into the tight right. Still Miller and Rins. That's on the straight, isn't it? They're still swapping positions. This is Mario giving his best. He's ruling out the tyres. He's still got Rossi right in his tail, and he's gone wide again. Where are you going? The tyres don't look too bad though. Around half worn. 2/5 worn. Shouldn't be that bad for Mario. As Rossi just sneaks by the inside. Petra with the sneak attack. Mayo right back by and then wide again into the left. Almost loses it on the power. As he sneaks back by the Yamaha. And it does a block pass to Rossi. He probably taught that to Mayo in the summer, the off season. He's on the grass. He's so ragged, Mayo. How is he still upright? As they're still about to go, look at the top four, all on top of each other. As Zarco and Petrucci battle over 8th, as we go into the final. That Dovi leads Vinales, Marquez and Pedrosa. Marquez, your long-time leader, down the order. Not sure the home fans care though, they've still got one of their own leading. Could be an all-Spanish podium. They can get rid of Dovi. As Mayo really struggling. So maybe not showing it in the bottom right, but the tyres are going off. Well, they have gone off. Vinales leads just. Mayo stays on the track just. He goes into the hairpin. Lucky for him, Rossi goes wide. We've got Happy Siren denying a pre-air point, maybe. Here's Tech 3. Speaking of Yamahas. Small through the double right. Just holding off Rossi. Almost a 3-second gap in front. Remember McDonald took 5th. He was just a few tenths back. But they have been the class of the field, that top 4. 2 Hondas, the Yamaha and the Ducati. And it looks like it might have been decided in the final corner. Same for Iannone and Rossi. Has Vinales wins ahead of Dovi, Marquez and Pedrosa. But for Mayo, that's some salvage job. After a shocking qualifying performance, I think he'll take that. Despite that pace on those final few laps. As it is confirmed, your top 4 set right just 4 tenths. And how did Honda lose out in the end with Marquez leading for so long? Pedrosa coming on strong in that second half of the race. It says Maverick Vinales who leads away with the fastest lap and just by under a tenth ahead of Dovi, with McDonald in 5th. Nicolai did match the leaders pace-wise, maybe just pushed a bit too hard though in the first half of the race. And we've got Iannone ahead of Rossi, Rins, Petrucci. Zarco rounds out the top 10 ahead of Minna, Baptista, Espargaro in 13th on that KTM. What a solid home result. Jorge Lorenzo and Cal Crutchlow. They could have had top 10, so could have had top 5s, either of them. If Javi Sorin just missing out on the point. Same for Espargaro, heartbreak again for Aprilia by less than half a tenth of a second. Same for Brady Smith as well. And Scott Redding just a second off the points. As looking further down, Rabat rounds out the top 20. Nakagami in last. So in the championship, Mayo still leads, but it's just by 8 points now ahead of Vinales and just 10 points ahead of Dovi. Then Zarco, 27 points back in 4th ahead of Marquez, with Rossi dropping down to 6th. Then Rins and Iannone up to 7th of 8. Good day for the Suzuki boys ahead of Petrucci, and Crutchlow drops down 3 places. Not a good day for the LCR man. And then we've got Pedrosa up to 11th for his best result of the season so far. 16 riders scored points. Alicia Spargo up to 19th with Brandy Smith. And Sever Simon, not on getting a wooden spoon. That now goes to Kawai Aram. As in the constructors stand, Ducati lead by just 4 points ahead of Yamaha, with Honda in 3rd. 19 points ahead of Suzuki, then KTM and Aprilia yet to score. In the team's championship, it's Pramac ahead of Yamaha, with Ducati in 3rd. Honda up to 4th ahead of Suzuki in Tech 3. And no other changes. But for May, didn't achieve the qualifying objective, did achieve the race objective, and is now officially the #1 rider for Pramac. If you ever had any doubts, he's up to level 95 for riding position, throttle management, brakes management, and level 97 for lean angle, and lots of developments coming maybe for the bike heading to Le Mans. As in Moto 2, Alex Marquez wins on home turf ahead of Oliveira and Bagnaia, and what a day for Spain. As Jorge Martin winning Moto 3 ahead of Bezzecchi and Bassini. When Red Bull's Rookie Cup, it's the usual. So bike development wise, what do we look at? Is it the brake, suspension, the frame, the aerodynamics, or the engine? Because we haven't mentioned that a lot. So we can improve the traction, increase the acceleration, or just give us power, increase that top speed. Maybe look at improving the traction, especially around Le Mans. You've got lots of traction zones. So there we go, first engine upgrade on the board. As next up is that Bugatti circuit in France, the 5th round of the season for Mario. Looking to bounce back at least in qualifying. He definitely had the race pace once. Again, it'll be interesting to see how it goes around a very twisty and very technical circuit, but with a couple of good passing spots. So thanks for watching. We'll see how Samurai Rider does next time.